Hi, my name is Tammy. I'm a human being, and in today's video, you and I are going to translate yet another block from Maggie Malone's 5500 quilt block designs. Let me show you which block you and I will be translating today. Stay tuned. Today, you and I will be translating block 1319, which is the signature block. I like this block because in addition to owning the regular Qube mix and match box set, I also own the corners and the angles. So in today's video, I am going to be using this signature die from the companion corners set to complete the block construction. Stay tuned and I'll show you which color fabric I'll be using. I am going to stick with the color palette of the original block. And in the original block, there was a white color and then there were two different shades of the green. And so for my block today, I am going to be using two different shades of oranges. Here in Southern California in the first week in September of 2024, it is still hot. It's going to be 100 this week, but I'm having fantasies about cooler weather. And so these colors remind me of like fall and Halloween. So that was what inspired me to pick these colors. Stay tuned and I will show you which dyes you and I will be using to complete this signature block translation. The first die that you'll need is die number 2. Which is the square die, but they're the smaller squares. The second die you'll need is die number 4, which are the quarter square triangles. The third die that you'll need is die number 5, which are the smaller half square triangles. And the fourth die is from the corners companion set, and it is die number 10. And it's the signature die. So I am going to cut out all the pieces or all the elements that are required to complete this signature block and then show you what they all look like. Stay tuned. Okay, my quilty friend, I have completed the process of cutting out all of the elements that you and I will need to complete the signature block. On the left-hand side here, I have one of the shape or die number 10, which is the signature shape, and it is from the Corners Companion set. I have two of the light colored half square triangles that will be pieced on either side of this signature shape to complete that unit. I have 4 of the corners. If you remember, there were 4 cornerstones here. Now, this is where I got myself into a little bit of quandary. And my initial color here is this shade of orange, and as I cut them out and I place them next to this lighter orange, I'm just feeling that is not contrasty enough for me. So I went ahead and selected another orange which has a little more red in it, and I feel like this one will give me that extra contrast that I'm looking for. So I'm going to make 2 blocks, one with this reddish orange and then one with the orangey orange. So for each block, you'll need 4 of the quarter square triangles. So I'll need 4 for this color, and then you need 8 of the smaller half square triangles. So I'll need 8 for this. And then I need to cut out an additional 8 white ones to go with that block. So stay tuned and you will see which one came out the best. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, my quilty friend, I am back. I've pieced together my flying geese elements and units, and I've added those square corners. I've pieced together my signature block here and added those half square triangles. And so this essentially, I don't know if I would call this a 9 patch. I don't know. At any rate, we have 3 different units here. And those 3 units will get pieced together to complete the block. I am going to square everything up and show you the contrast. What I'm seeing thus far is that I don't know how I feel about the lighter orange or the darker orange. And then because I am working with grunge fabric, we have this piece right here, which is technically cut from this area, but it has a little more red in it. And then this unit here is a little wonky. It's kind of like its own little flying geese, but it's flying in a different direction because I pieced it crooked. At any rate, let me go ahead and put all this together. I probably will undo this unit to straighten it out, but let's see how everything turns out. So I'll see you in the next segment. Stay tuned. Okay, my quilty friend, you and I have made it to the end of this signature translation block. On the left-hand side here, this is the block that had that lighter orange contrast. And this is what it looks like. And then on this side, we have the orange that is more red. And let me show them to you closer in comparison. And, you know, I'm looking at them and I'm not quite sure which one I like better. And honestly, I'm not sure if it even makes a difference. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I do like the block design though, but I'm just lukewarm on the colors. So stay tuned and let me try to put this on point so that we have a visualization of what it would look like if these blocks were set on point. Okay, so here's what the block would look like if we were to set it on point. This block finished to an even 6 inches square. So typically when we use the Qube system, it finishes to a 6.5 inch or a 9-inch block. So with this being the configuration that it is, if you were to sew it into a project, it would be a 5.5-inch block because you would need to accommodate for the seam allowances. So what I have here are my 6-inch finishing triangles. And so clearly this is not the right finishing triangle for this particular block. And knowing that it's that awkward size of like 5.5 or 6 inches, I don't know, like if I were to set this on point, I probably would have to manually cut out these triangles because AccuQuilt doesn't have a 5.5 inch or what would it be? A 5.5 inch finishing triangle set. So this is for demonstration purposes only, just so that we can get a better idea as to what this block would look like if we set it on point. So this is the block that has the more orangey contrast, and let me show you the one that has the reddish orange contrasting color. So this is what it would look like if we were using the finishing triangles to place this one on point. And you know, I like the way they look better when they're on point. This signature block turns into still a signature block, but to me, when I see it this way, I envision like embroidery in here, like some sort of a name, because it is a signature block. You could either embroider in here, you can have someone use a Sharpie to write their name in here. You could use those markers that sort of foam up when you use it and it becomes like a textured text here. So there's a lot of possibility with this block. The main thing is that, you know, finishing triangles that AccuQuilt sell, they don't sell the right size. Now I did have an idea of using my 9-inch Qube to make this block, and I'm thinking the 9-inch Qube would maybe work with these 6.5-inch triangles, finishing triangles. I don't know. I'm getting a little elaborate here. It was more than what I wanted to do for this video, so I didn't do it. But again, this just kind of gives you an idea of like what it would look like on point. And then here is the one with the larger, wait a minute. There we go. Here's the one with the lighter orange comparison, and that's what it would look like. Again, signature block, and you would go ahead and write something there. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in next week's video. Until then, continue having magic, making magic during your quilting practice.